it's open. Cool. Oh boy. I was like 1 minute off 11, so all of a sudden, like, my hand's shaky. Yeah, I shouldn't be shaky. It's fine. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Just anxiety. But yeah, it also may be partially because I'm kind of cold, because my body is a weakling and clearly cannot keep body heat. I am like a twig. I'm like, in terms of body size, I'm like borderline anorexic, even though I eat a lot. So my fast metabolism is both a blessing and a fucking curse, because I can't gain body weight. So I'm like, I can't gain body weight, so I'm like stick thin and like forever cold in the winter. Like I have to wear 4 layers or something. Currently wearing like a hoodie and shirt, and I'm cold. I don't know if it's because I've been awake for like 2 hours and haven't had socks on in that time, and I walked on like the bare kitchen tiles, which, if you've stepped on kitchen tiles before, you know that they are fucking freezing in the mornings. It doesn't matter if it is summer or winter or whatever. Kitchen tiles are always freezing in the mornings. Like it is like stepping on ice. It's like, oh. It's like ice but without the crunch. It's weird. Kitchen tiles are weird. Like, mine aren't completely tiles. They're like a substitute, like a slightly squishy substitute, almost like foamish. I don't know how to explain it, but they look like tiles, and they feel like tiles because they're ice cold. But they're also not tiles. Like stone tiles. My dog tends to slip on them a lot. She runs in and out of the kitchen. Tends to like stand with a very what she deems as intimidating stance whenever she wants to go outside or whenever she wants something. So yeah. She's a weird dog. Very weird dog. Yeah, Cammy's an odd one. She doesn't quite know what she's doing most of the time. Like she doesn't exactly have a thought in her head, ever. The dog has no thoughts, not a single thing. Yeah. She's not bright. She's cute, but she's not bright at all. Maybe some stream in maybe near distant future, but in the future I'll show a picture of her on stream, just so everyone can get like an idea of what she looks like. Cause she's a very pretty dog. Like she's definitely got lurcher in her. Like she's got like the lurcher stripes and the lean body, but she's also got a bigger rib cage. She's a bigger dog. She's definitely not full lurcher because she's not like stick thin, she's got like a bigger rib cage and a bigger waist, so her general like torso is bigger than a lurcher, but she has like the lurcher stripes. You know, like when you look at a lurcher dog, they have like the stripes in their coat. She has those. Yeah. She also has very, very pretty brown eyes, which fits in with the family, because human family, we have a combination of green and brown eyes. Like, my dad has green eyes. My mum has brown eyes. I have mixed, so I have like a ring of green and then a ring of brown IRL. No, not the black eyes that my character has, but I have like a ring of green and a ring of brown, so I believe that's considered hazel. My sisters, the youngest has brown eyes, the middle one has more green eyes, which is funny because our dog, Cammy, has like really rich brown eyes, beautiful looking thing, forever puppy eyes. And our cat Hope, who's a tortoise shell cat, predominantly like a dark tortoise shell, she has green eyes, so the pet eyes fit into the family dynamics eyes, which I find kind of both sweet and hilarious at the same time. Anyway, I think we may as well get into the art. I forgot the word for like a split second there. Okay, and let's get this going. I really gotta record some like other music so I can like yeah, I gotta record some other music because holy heck. Oh yeah, don't mind the brush library looking weird. I was drawing La Muerte and Xibalba from Book of Life yesterday. Because you know in like the final scene where they're kissing and it has Xibalba's wings spread and La Muerte's hat in the middle to create a sort of a heart shape. I drew that yesterday with like a watercolor pen or a watercolor brush. So yeah, just fiddling around with where they are at the moment. Okay. I always like having the size up so I can like freely change it at will. But yeah. I was drawing La Muerte and Xibalba yesterday, so it was very nice. It was very nice. I need the references up. Here we go. And I mean, I got the basic like body down, so I don't really need this anymore. Like the base. I just need to figure. Also, I'm not too sure about the orange, you know, suit. It doesn't quite fit Marvin's aesthetic properly. Also, the fucking mask is grey. It's white. Like, I hate to be pedantic here, but like, Marvin's mask is white. We all know this. But, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna start finishing off Marvin, and then, hopefully, most definitely, this stream can start, like, outlining it. Okay, That's the thing. Do I want Marvin to be like my Marvin, or my idea of Marvin? Yeah. Okay, so, like, that. My Marvin is... Marvin in my mind is very eccentric. He goes all out with his outfits. He a drama queen. So I went to the craft store near me yesterday because I felt like, you know, I may as well go. I have the free time, I have the confidence, therefore let's just fucking go and do it before I regret not going. So I was planning on getting like watercolors, which I did get, by the way, but like I wanted to get watercolors because like I wanted to get watercolors because I have watercolor pencils, plenty of them, like plenty of watercolor pencils. I have no need for any more watercolor pencils. Like I accidentally took like a whole tray, like a whole set of them from my secondary school, and now refuse to return them because my sisters go to the same one that I went to, and since I'm the oldest, they still go there. But yeah, I accidentally took that, and now I refuse to give it back because it's finders keepers, bitch. But I like I can't figure out how to do this. But yeah, Marvin is weird, but yeah, I went to the craft store and I bought, technically I bought 12 items, but 3 of them were in packs of 3, so, you know, sort of 12 items, sort of not, but I basically went to the craft store and bought, like, I bought a set of 36 watercolors, to, like, use, and it wasn't watercolor pencils, so, you know, something about the arms is not right. The arms need to be further up. Alright, I went to the craft store, I bought a pack of 36 watercolors, which was like £6. And that was trippy to me, just ever so slightly, because, like, it was slightly trippy because, well, I found one batch of watercolors, which was like mixed colors. It wasn't in like color order, which really drove me up the wall. But like, it was a pack of 18 watercolors that I originally picked up. and it was £5. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And I went to look at like the acrylics, just in case. I wasn't really going to buy acrylics because I'm not fond of using acrylics. Like, I'll use them if it's required in like a project or something. But if it's like my own personal thing, it's not like I've got a vendetta against it, but it's not my preferred medium. But I looked at the acrylics and then saw like a batch of really good watercolors right like slap bang in the middle. So I was like, oh, those are pretty good. It has more watercolors and it's literally like £1 more. So I kind of put the 18 back and grabbed the 36 because it's literally £1 difference, and it was good. It's like £1 difference between the first one I picked up and the second one I picked up. But the first one, like the second one I picked up was double the amount of watercolors than the first, and in color order, which was not only better for the amount of colors I had, but also like it was also good for like money wise, because if it had been like £5 itself, then I would have been like, what the fuck about the last one. Like, I was a bit like, what the fuck at the last one, honestly. Because, like, ooh, actually, if I just do that. There. That's good. But yeah, I bought like the bigger, better watercolors, because it wasn't just the fact that it was like only like a tiny bit more, and it had more watercolors. It was also the fact that it looked better. Like, it physically looked like they were better watercolors. Because I don't know, the other ones looked somewhat crappy. Like, no shit to the people who made it, but those did not look like pretty much award-winning sort of watercolors. Like, those would be the type I'd pick up, but not the type I'd probably be happy about picking up. Because, well, you know, it's not good looking. Yeah, it wasn't the best set of watercolors, the first one I picked up. Like, it wasn't the worst. It definitely wasn't the worst I've ever seen. But it definitely wasn't the best either. So, yeah, I picked up the better batch of watercolors. I've just been talking about watercolors for like the last 10 minutes. But yeah, it wasn't the worst, but definitely not the best that I've ever seen. If you're wondering what I'm doing here by colouring it in, this is going to be like a slightly see-through shirt. The whole shirt actually says magic bitch. But, you know, I can't fit it all down there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Beard. God fucking damn it. I always forget the beard. Why do I always forget the beard? Like, my Marvin is not clean shaven. He still has the fucking beard. He's a twink with a beard. Like, come on, man. Give it the program. I was drawing downstairs last night, and my sister Hannah said that she likes the ASMR-ish sound of my stylus tapping against the screen when I'm drawing like lots of little lines like I'm doing right now. She likes this sort of sound. If you can hear that. Yeah, she loves that sort of sound for some reason. There's no particular reason she won't tell me the reason, she just thinks it's a nice sound. Which I guess is a reason in of itself, but it still seems like a slightly weird one. Also, good distinction for beards. Between like the Septic Egos and Appliers. The Septics have a matching part. They have this bit here. It's joined. This bit here. Yeah, and the Appliers don't have that bit. They have this bit and that, but they have like a split in the middle. So it's a good distinction to make. It's yeah, it's a good distinction to make. And I believe, ladies and gents and gentledoms, that we're all good. There's just a giant gap here. I'm not sure what to put there. Jackie just looks so fucking worried. Also, like, here's the thing that bothers me. Jackie is running around in a red onesie. Like, I know, like, this makes him look like he's got like, stuff underneath and it's fancy. Also, that's orange, not red. I know it's your own stylized version, but still, that bothers me for some reason. Like, make your own choices, but it still bothers me. And I don't have a reason behind it either. But yeah, like, Jackie is running around being a vigilante in, like, a red onesie. My man's has no protection. Dab. My character cannot dab. What I can do is this. Is that good enough? Is that good enough for you? that good enough for you? Is that really pathetic, like, quick drawing of my character dabbing, but, yeah. Okay, time to ink this. It is up to 500, I cannot remember why. Oh yeah, I was doing the background of, my drawing yesterday. Let's see if this is the right thickness, though. I'm gonna do it, like, one below. I don't know why I do this, but I feel like it's just ever so slightly better. I don't know. Ever so slightly better. We're gonna start off with JJ and doing my boy's hat. There we go. Oh yeah, I was talking about what I bought at the craft store, and then I went on like a little tangent. Yeah, I bought the watercolors, and I also bought a Marvin and Jackie type mask. Like, you know those craft masks that you can get that you usually wear at like parties and stuff? Yeah, I got those and then spent like 20 minutes colouring them in. Because why not? They were there. I wanted to. So I did. I should probably lower the opacity if I want to see what I'm doing. Because JJ's got a black outline. Why the heck? Oh, yeah, JJ's got a black outline. So he's a little more difficult to see when it comes to outlining in black. I bought the Jackie and Marvin masks. And then I bought 3 packs of washi tape, which, if you don't know, is literally just decorative tape for, like, I don't know, like gifts or just decorating sketchbook kind of things. Because I've been seeing a lot of things recently that are like, oh, you can do this with washi tape, and this looks really pretty, and I was like, yes. That looks good. So I crippled because that was one of the things I really wanted to buy. The whole Marvin and Jackie mask, that was off a whim. I didn't actually plan to buy those because I didn't know they were there. But I bought those off a whim, but washi tape was one of the things I was looking for once I noticed there was like trimming and stuff. You know, like the lace trimming that you can put on like, the edge of a sketchbook or something. Why is my hand so shaky today? Maybe because I'm cold? The house isn't actually that cold. I think it's just my body being a coward. But, yeah. I bought like 3 packs of washi tape. They were very pretty. I got like space themed ones and rainbow themed ones. And I can't remember what the other one was, but you know, you get the image. Fucking love the mustache. Such a Wilford Warstash type mustache. There we go. Does anyone else, like, hold their breath while they're drawing? It's like, no reason in particular. You just feel as if, like, you breathe, you're gonna F it up. And then, like, you finish drawing, like, a certain section, you go, because you didn't realize you were holding your breath. Because I do that all the time. For no reason. Like, there is no reason behind it. Why the hell am I doing it? It's a weird habit that I have. I tend to have the habit of, like, holding my breath while I'm drawing, as if that's going to affect the way the drawing comes out. Yeah, okay. Gonna put that down to a 3, so it doesn't look as chunky. Because unfortunately, chunk is not always good in a sense. Okay. Yeah, I keep holding my breath for no reason. As you can see, he's got his sassy brow raised because my boy is not taking any of this. He just looks so done with the world, and I love that. There's the whole copyrighted audio thing that Twitch implemented recently. And, I don't think I get it. There are some people that do have, like, copyrighted audio in their videos. At the same time, I don't have that issue because I use my own music that I made on a music app, so I don't have that particular issue. Like, I get it, it's for those people that do, the people that, you know, have copyrighted audio. And here's the thing that bothers me the most, it's when, like, Twitch or YouTube copyrights a video for, like, particular game audio, like Undertale, for example. Like, someone plays Undertale and it gets copyright striked because it has Undertale music in it. That's the whole thing. We're not muting the game. The whole idea is for you to be able to hear the audio. Which really bothers me because, well, yeah, you're gonna have the audio for the game if you're playing the game. Like, because it's bots checking it. It's not real people checking all the VODs and stuff. And all the streams and things for, like, copyrighted audio. Like, if it's songs, like, actual proper songs, then maybe I can give some leeway, because those aren't part of, like, a game you're playing. Unless it is, to which, what the fuck? But, like, copyrighted audio is a bit of a funny topic for bots, because they hear the copyrighted audio, they can detect it, and then copyright strike it. And it's the game. That is the game's audio playing in the game, which is currently on the screen. Like, excuse? It's a weird thing. The bots don't know what they're doing half the time. I didn't draw the fucking underside of JJ's arm. Holy crap. I actually forgot to do the underside of his arm. There we go. That'll do. And now we can go back to inking it. Because my dumb butt forgot that one line. It always turns out that way. You forget like one tiny little thing. One tiny little detail, and then it's like, that doesn't look right. That's because it's not right. Oh. It always turns out that way. Oh, what does that line look chunky now? Unfortunately, I can't edit the lines on this. Like, I can't edit line thickness by myself without having to, like, redo all the fucking lines. You know what? Screw it. Yep. I'm moving it down to a 3 because that looks so chunky now. It looks so freaking chunky. Like, I get it. For certain things, I might go up to a 4. Like, thick bits. Maybe the chair. But JJ himself? No. We're doing 3. Okay. See, that's already looking better. Me and my choices. Oh. I never intend on doing these for like a really long time. Like, I get distracted easily though. So, yeah. Yeah, last stream I commented towards the end how it's really difficult to like keep talking when there's nothing to really talk about, because my life is not an interesting life. It's actually very bland, very, you know, regimented. Like, Monday to Thursday I wake up, go to college, do college stuff, then come home and do home stuff, and it's like, it's not an interesting life. I don't have many interesting things going on, and I don't have many interesting stories to tell. Like, if I think hard enough about them, I could probably make them into something more interesting. But when you're like on the spot, when you're live, you don't have that opportunity. Unless you're like really good at like organizing your thoughts in a quick and collected manner, to the point where you can make the blandest story sound really exciting, like an epic adventure or something. But I don't have that ability. I'm very much a socially awkward person, so I'm not great at talking a lot. I tend to be pretty quiet when I'm doing my art, which is why like, you'll get me like being silent for a couple of moments while I'm drawing, because I have nothing to say and I'm concentrating on drawing. Because here's the issue. I've watched a couple of videos where people, like, they are giving advice for new streamers. Like, here's things you can do on Twitch to grow your channel. And every single time, I swear, with like no exceptions, it's always keep talking. Do you realize how difficult that is? Not just speaking to an empty chat, but also speaking about nothing? Because if you don't have anything interesting to say, if the stuff you're doing isn't particularly, like, riveting, there's no point. Like, I probably don't have any views right now, I don't know. But that's not the point. They still want me to, like, talk all the time, and I'm not a talkative person. Not unless it's with someone, like, I'm really close with. Like, I was having a pretty in-depth discussion with one of my sisters about, like, the FNAF lore, because the middle child, for some reason, is very caught up on FNAF lore. She knows pretty much everything. Like, I had to ask her who's Evan, because I saw a TikTok which was using the "Why won't you let me do this for you, Rose?" audio from, like, the Steven universe, where Pearl is so in her head she's still reacting to Steven's gem rather than Steven. And they had that, but it was Gregory from FNAF as Steven and Pearl as Freddy. And it was, "Why won't you let me do this for you, Evan?" And don't get me wrong, it's a really good video. It's a rather well drawn one, but I was like, this is great, but who the hell is Evan? Because I'm not caught up with it. Because from what I know of the FNAF lore is from the games. Like, I know that, I believe Elizabeth, Baby, or, well, I think it was William Afton's daughter, she got essentially eaten, in a sense, by Baby. She got crunched. She got crunched in the ice cream machine. She got turned into ice cream. But, yeah, I know, like, that, because there's the whole... Because I've watched Markiplier's FNAF series. Like, I rewatched Sister Location a couple of days ago, because I wanted to... Well, just because I wanted to, actually. But I, like, rewatched that, and I forgot about, like, the kid died. She was like, "Ooh, pretty!" Chomped. Like, she no longer. She not there no more. She dead, fam. But, like, I don't know very much about the FNAF lore, but I can have, like, in-depth conversations with my sister Hannah about the FNAF lore, because she knows so much of it. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of FNAF. Like, I don't hate it. Like, it's not awful. And, like, obviously Scott Cawthorn not the best person. Because, you know, supporting transphobia and shit. A lot of the fandom was really upset about that, and I can see why. Quite a large portion of the fandom was LGBT. So to have the creator do something against them was probably pretty hurtful. But yeah, the games are good. Scott is not so much. Like, I'm not sure if he deliberately did it to be transphobic, or if he wasn't entirely aware of it. Like, I'm not defending him, but I do wonder if he was aware of what he was doing. My dog is going mad downstairs, and I have no idea why. I could just, like, hear her barking. I think it may just be because people are walking around outside, but yeah. I'm not great at talking all the time, but I can have in-depth conversations with people I like, and people I'm close with. My dad is not one of them. Because believe me, I cannot mention anything LGBT around him. Because recently there was a trans woman swimmer who won first place in a race, right? That is the first one she has ever won, right? And my dad's going, well, she had an unfair advantage. She was previously a man, so she's got bigger muscles. HRT, it destroys the muscles. It damages your physical health for a while. And it, like, the whole uproar about them winning for once is pretty ridiculous, because they have competed in women's Olympics before, but they never won. They got, like, sometimes they didn't even get into, like, the top 5. And yet everyone's ignoring that. Everyone's like, oh no, they had an unfair advantage because it's a trans woman. And all blah blah blah, blah blah blah, transphobia. And it's like, well, so? They are on hormone therapy. They are going through something right now, and you are all, like, shitting on them? Because hormone therapy is not an easy thing to go through. Like, I saw a post that was like, oh, it was like two female wrestlers. One was a trans woman, and some person was like, oh, look, the trans woman is so much taller and so much bigger and so much more muscular. It's such an unfair advantage. And then the actual trans wrestler commented and said, I'm the shorter one. You can't tell straight away. Because that's the thing. Anyone could be trans and you just wouldn't know. And it's a thing. If someone is passing as their preferred gender, and you think that they're trans for their original gender, then they are doing exactly what they intended to do. They are passing as their preferred gender to the point where you are actually believing that that is what they are born as. That is what they want. The thing is, you don't know who's trans and who's not. So are you going to misgender everyone in an attempt to be right at some point? Or are you just going to respect the pronouns? It's also the argument against, like, they then cannot be used as a singular. But we use it as a singular on, like, a daily basis. Because if... like, for example, someone loses their dog. Okay? You don't know who the owner is. You're just seeing the posters up. There's like, lost dog, please, if you find them, call this number, blah blah blah. You don't know the owner. You don't know who they are, what they look like. Male, female, anything in between or off the spectrum. Like, you don't know. So, what do you call them? If you can't... like, here's the thing. You can't always tell. Which is why people are kind of annoyed by, like, traps in anime. Which, if you don't know, is, like, a guy that looks very much like a girl. That's why people are so bothered by traps in anime. Because that's how it is in real life. There are people out there who are one sex, but present as the other because that is their preferred one. And people are like, oh, you're preferred. Yes. And then they figure out that they're trans, and it's like, but you don't look trans. What's the fucking point? The whole you don't look trans thing, I get it, it's of good nature. It's meant to be like, oh, you're passing really well, but at the same time, I don't know, it's kind of debilitating. Like, I get it, I'm passing, but at the same time, that's actually slightly rude. Also, I was told by my parents when I first came out, because I first came out as bisexual, like, years ago when I was, like, 14. And they were like, don't you dare tell your grandparents. Why not? 'Cause they're old-fashioned. Which, my granddad, on my dad's side, which is the ones they were telling me not to tell, he's dead. He is dead as a fucking doornail, has been for like 2 years now. But, not 2 years, just 1 year actually. No, he died in the middle of like COVID. Yeah, he died in the middle of COVID, so my sisters and I couldn't go to the funeral, which was fucking great. I didn't want to go to the funeral of someone I don't care about, but don't get me wrong, not awful. He did bring my sisters and I to a theme park near where he lived, which was in Cornwall. And if you've ever been to Cornwall, there's probably a place you've heard called Flambards. Like, I don't know if it's that famous or not, but if you've been to Cornwall, there is like a 50% chance you've heard of Flambards. I don't know, I haven't met many people that have gone to Cornwall, but, like, he took my sisters and I to Flambards, like, all the time. Like, every other time we visited, we would go to Flambards. And the icon was a flamingo. I loved that. But he would take us there, like, constantly. And I loved it. It was great. But I never grew very much of an emotional attachment to him, so when I heard he died, I felt nothing. I just didn't care. I still don't care. To be honest, I've never shed a tear for my grandfather. But that's the thing. It also bothers me that I've never shed a tear for him. Because he was actually really nice, for the most part. Until I learned that he was kind of like an asshole during my dad's formative years. Then he wasn't so much of a great person in my eyes, but he wasn't the worst grandfather. He wasn't abusive, he was actually pretty good. But I believe he was the one that was more old-fashioned, quote-unquote. Because, well, he grew up on basic binary values. Like, there's a man and there's a woman, and they should be doing their respective jobs. Like, he grew up on that stuff. He grew up on being told there was only man and woman, and they had distinct things that they had to do. Now, he wasn't too big on the women shouldn't work, so he was actually quite happy with my granny running a fabric shop. He's actually quite supportive of it, which is nice. But, like, that's the thing. Would he have accepted me, or were my parents just being, in a sense, overprotective? Because I get it, if he was legitimately transphobic, if he was, like, legitimately still in that really, really old-fashioned mindset of there is man and there is woman and there is nothing else, then okay, you're protecting me. But at the same time, I feel like it was just him. Like, there's something about my grandmother my granny, that she just doesn't come off as transphobic. Because at Christmas, I was sort of 50-50 about her finding out that I'd changed my name to Echo. Because I was worried that she was gonna be really weird about it. But she wasn't. She was actually quite happy with it. Like, obviously, still working around the whole dead name Echo issue. But, like, she wasn't floundery about it. She wasn't like, oh, but you've been given such a nice name. Why don't you keep it? She wasn't like that. She was pretty okay with it. Which kind of shocked me. But it also gave me the idea that my parents were perhaps more worried about my granddad not accepting me than my granny. Because I've thought about telling her a couple of times that I'm gender fluid. But at the same time, that's risking it. So, I don't know. It's a big maybe, to be honest. It's just one big maybe. Talking for a long time is a difficult thing to do. I'm people don't get that. If you're not extroverted, it's actually pretty hard to talk for a constant state of time. Oh, hi. Hello. New person in chat. Greetings. Yeah, it's weird. My family is weird. I don't know what it is exactly, but they're just sort of a little funny about things. How are you? I'm good. I'm good, actually. Been sitting here for like the past hour or so. I spent like 10 minutes after I switched to art screen, this screen. I spent like 10 minutes talking about the fact that I bought watercolors yesterday. So, you know. Yeah. So, I just got told it's like 10 minutes till lunch, and I've barely finished JJ. Why does this always have to happen? Shaking hands, and you bugger. I feel like JJ is very English. Like, I know he's Irish, but he acts very old-timey English. My hand is shaking an awful lot today, and I can't put a finger on as to why, because I'm not cold anymore. Because I've got like a warm laptop on my lap at the moment. So there's no particular reason as to why I'd be cold. So I'm just shaky. It's weird. I'm hoping I'll finish JJ before lunch. Because I'm English time, so, you know. I'm a Britain bitch. I should probably put that in my fucking bio, shouldn't I? British bitch. Wouldn't that be interesting? Oh, so that's effectively him done. I'm probably gonna do like the beard and the brows in brown, like when I colour him, rather than, you know, doing probably do it in brown rather than doing it in black at the moment. I'm gonna do thinner lines for Jackie because he's in the background. so jittery. There's no particular reason as to why. A lot of the time I don't know the particular reason for feeling things that I feel. I get very shaky all of a sudden for no reason. I think it's probably social anxiety from the fact that like people could watch this back, or like are watching it right now, and that makes me nervous because it technically means I'm interacting with people. So my buddy's like, "You fucking coward. There are people here. How dare you be okay?" So, you know, probably gonna thicken that bit up to make sure they're like distinctive as eyebrows rather than just lines. Also makes him look slightly more worried because, well, Auntie's swinging JD on a chair at Marvin, so, you know. There's that. I always wonder if I ever become like a bigger animator or drawer or artist in general, you know. If I ever got like bigger, not in terms of like my physical size, but like in terms of my channel, like would I get recognized by some of the people I look up to? Like, there's the potential to be recognized, which is always something that's a little bit daunting to think about, because that's, you know, frightening, but yeah. Anyway, just got called for lunch, so I'm gonna end the stream here, because otherwise I'm gonna get yelled at big time. 1 second. So, yeah. I'm gonna end the stream here. It may take probably 3 or 4, maybe even 5 more streams. I did not think it was gonna take this long. But then there's me getting distracted and talking and taking my time. But, you know, that's what it's about. It's about taking your time, having a good time, doing what you like. But, anyway, I'm going to end the stream here. So, I hope you all enjoyed watching this and me blabbering on about ridiculous stuff. I never really have a specific topic to talk about, so I'm sort of just rambling. Anyway, I will see you all in the next stream, next Saturday. Bye!